Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be talking about the 5 best bass fishing lures. These are going to be the 5 lures that you're going to want to take with you no matter what body of water you're at, no matter where you're fishing, what color the water is, how deep you are, anything like that. These are your 5 go-to baits that I wouldn't go fishing without. I'm talking kayak, boat, off the bank, anything. And each of them can be used in a whole different multitude of ways to fish them. So I got a couple favorites that I choose more or less over the others, but nonetheless, these are the 5 that I take everywhere I go. So first up is going to be the jig. Now, the jig, as you see, we keep a whole arrangement in here. We got every sort of color, everything like that, and these have all different sizes to them, different, you get swim jigs, flipping jigs, football jigs for rock piles and stuff like that. My favorite thing to put on a jig is these little cephalopods or a paddle tail swim bait or squiggly tail grub. I normally use a swim bait and I'll either hop it off the bottom, swim it, or I like to sit it there, pull it up, reel it in, put it out again. I think the jig is the most versatile thing out there. They have colors for every sort of water, different weights for the different water depths that you do, and your trailer, you can make it so customizable that you can mimic almost anything out there. One of my favorite things about the jig is it doesn't get hung up on much, and it's easy to fish, but the one tricky part about it is sometimes the bites can feel like either little bumps or snags. But once you get the hang of it, you'll start to realize that a jig hits much differently, and you'll be able to really set that hook and pull that fish in. I think it's a great universal product to use when fishing any body of water. Next up, I'm going to say the square bill crankbait. This gun right here, the yellow and black, I put a red trailing hook on it. I just think maybe it helps a little bit more. This chartreuse and black is hands down my favorite. Square bill crankbait's really good. The square bill allows you to bounce it off of vegetation, or keep it above vegetation, not really bounce it off. But the logs, you can bounce it off of logs, you bounce it off the rocks, and it's a very good fast moving bait, slow moving bait. One of my favorite cadences is jerk it a couple times, 3 or 4 times, let it sit, come back up, and then you'll find a lot of the time the bass is going to slam it right there when it's coming back up. Sometimes you even let it get all the way to the top and the bass will hit it right there. It's crazy. A square bill is a very unique way to catch fish. Next up on my list, this is by far my favorite way to fish. Hands down, my favorite way to fish is topwater fishing. Now, I love topwater because it's visual. Everything's above the water. You get to see the fish come up and maybe tail slap it, fish come up, bump it, fish bite it, knock your bait a couple feet away, and then everybody's favorite with topwater, you get to see the fish absolutely destroy that. This guy right here, one of our local ponds, is pretty much just weeds. So this little tiny pocket frog, what they call them, I think I probably caught about 20 fish on one day in about 2 hours with this. It was insane. I glued it back together with super glue. That's how much I like this. This, the Molluck's rat, unreal. It has very distinct walking action. It's not like the other frogs, and it catches big fish. It's not going to catch you small fish. It's not going to catch you a lot of fish, but it's going to catch you big fish. One thing about this is it's very soft rubber, and if you catch a couple pickerel, the thing's done. You might as well just throw it out. My favorite all-around frog, this is on one of my frog rods actually all year round. It doesn't come off, is this live target frog, and it's the most natural looking for the northeast we have in the area. This frog has caught me more bass and bigger bass than any of these guys in here. with the exception of the duck. This has caught me my biggest fish, but it doesn't catch you a lot of fish. You kind of have to work it right, and you have to have the right environment to fish it. My all-time favorite is the Topwater spook bait or the Topwater stick bait. Here is a spook bait. There's actually two of them. These are both heat and spooks. It's the Super Spook Junior, and then this is going to be the Super Spook. This bait, and it's so easy to fish. All it does is it dog walks back and forth, and bass hate it. They go crazy over it, and they blow it up all the time. My favorite spook bait is actually the I'm a Little Stick in Purple Heron. That is a great stick bait, and I've caught more fish on that particular bait than any other bait in my entire quiver. Last and foremost, soft plastics. I don't go anywhere without this bag of soft plastics. My favorite bait in here is these Gary Yamamoto pink and black bait stick baits. For some reason here in New Hampshire, the largemouth bass and a lot of smallmouth bass go crazy over that particular bait. And it's a good bait because you can fish it so many different ways. You can put a weight on it, Texas rig it, Carolina rig it, free weight it, or wacky worm it, and that's going to be able to catch you fish year round. It's a great way to be able to, you don't have to dial in what it can do. You can go out on any day, put a hook on with a weight, throw that out, and you're going to catch a fish, I guarantee it. Any of these baits, you'll be able to do it, but they're kind of time sensitive with when you get out on the day. This, you get out on the water and you throw this bait, you're catching a fish. Another soft bait that's my favorite is the lizard. And right here, these are just havoc lizards. So they go crazy when they see lizards. I put this on with, I Texas rigged this, and it's a great way to catch big bass, because the bigger the bait, normally you hear the bigger the bass. It's kind of true, but I've seen some small bass bite big worms, and this is a great way to catch them. Now guys, thanks for watching. And any of these 5 baits, they're going to catch you bass. Like I said, bring these on your boat no matter what you do, and I guarantee you'll catch fish.